I am very happy to get the opportunity to speak with Barbara Wheeling about numerology.
My name is Barbara Wheeling. I'm a numerologist. I'm also a life coach. I've been interested in numbers for a very long time. I started studying numerology, I would say, in about 2003 when I got a numerology reading from someone. I studied accounting and I became an accounting professor, but I was interested in financial statement analysis, because I thought numbers can really tell us a picture.
So what is numerology?
Numerology is the interpretation of numbers in a person's life. And these are numbers that pertain to their entire life, and then other numbers that pertain to certain time periods of life. And so it's knowing what those numbers are for a lifetime or for a particular time period can help us understand the energies that are around us and are working with us at that time. We start with a person's birth name, the full name that was given at birth, and then when a person changes the name, either through marriage or whatever, it adds to it. It doesn't take away or replace the birth name. The birth name is always the foundation, but one can add something to it by taking on another name. When I look at a person's name, I look at all of the letters in the name for what is called the expression, or some call it the destiny number. And that really has a lot to do with your purpose in life. Number that's associated with your date of birth, that's called your life path. I look at 13 numbers in a profile, and I look for the numbers that are occurring most frequently.
What are some of the benefits of having a numerology reading?
The one that I really focus on a lot is self-awareness. To know yourself better helps a person to accept themselves, to love themselves better, to really understand their talents, their purpose. And you can learn a lot about other things also, such as relationships, how you are in relationships. So a profile can really give you a lot of information about yourself that you may or may not see, or that you might take for granted, And so it's really good to be able to see yourself well. And then you can see yourself in relation to other people, which is another benefit, is learning that if you have a unique profile, it means that other people also have a unique profile. And if you can learn about their profile, then you can work with them better, you can live with them better, you can interact with them better. And the other thing is insights about decisions, that you can get from numerology. We have such a thing called personal years, and we have personal months, and we have personal day numbers. And so the personal day numbers are really fun, because if you're planning to do something, let's say you want to organize your closet. A good day to do that is when your personal day number is 4, because that's about organizing. You can do it any other day, but it's just going to be easier on a personal day of 4. Similarly, if you have to go to the bank, do that on an 8 day, where your personal day number is 8, because that has to do with money and business. It'll just go better.
How come we're not given this chart at birth so that we know what we can do?
Well, I don't know. The person who developed this was a mathematician by the name of Pythagoras. And he lived, BC, sometime BC. And so this is a system that's been around for a very long time. But yes, it really gives us a blueprint of life. It really tells us what to expect. I mentioned that some numbers change through life. So I have, in my readings, I have time period section where I talk about numbers that have changed. So this can help you to understand why you're no longer interested in something.
Just to have those clues, so
Right.
helpful. We moved into our house, I think it's been about 8 years ago now, and still in the same town.
Mm-hmm.
And we lived about 3 miles away from where we live now. And in this house, the street number is a 9,
Mm-hmm.
and we entertain more in this house than, like 10 times more than we ever did in our other house.
Mhm.
And is that number more conducive to that?
The number of a house that you live in or an apartment also can have an effect on the energies that are around you. Even the name of the street can say something about your environment.
Another question, totally strange question. I teach Tai Chi, and I try to do like warm-up movements and stuff. I try to do 8 of those in a row. Is that a good number to use for that, or should I be doing something different would be more beneficial to my students to use a different number?
Well, if you think about 8 is an empowering number. So empowerment, would that not be a good thing?
Absolutely. Yes.
Well, there you go. So you're doing the right thing.
Cool.
You're trusting your intuition. You may not know why, you should be using 8, but you know that that's a good one. And many other people who do fitness work or different types of body work, focus on 8 repetitions of something or other. And I think that's because of the empowerment of it. Number 8, I mentioned it a little bit earlier, it has to do with money and business, anything financial. It's also about the material side of your life, like the big stuff, the home, the house, dealing with mortgages, dealing sometimes with legal matters. It can also be about the physical body, taking care of the physical body and staying healthy and, exercising and doing those sorts of things. Spiritually, the number is really about empowerment. And it relates to things like money, because money can be a symbol of power, right? People who have a lot of money can exert more power, but it's really about empowerment. And so how can you empower yourself when you have 8 energy, or has there been instances where you've given your power away, and how can you get your power back? How can you be strong in yourself? And so that's how I associate the number 8.
If I use it with another 8, that changes it then, right? If I do 88 instead of just 8, then it changes it?
Well, yes. The number 88 is 8 plus 8 turns into 16, and 16 turns into 7. And so it gives it a little bit different flavor. But what you want to do is look at the 7, and you want to look at the 2 8s. Okay, 7 is a much more spiritual number. It's intellectual and it's spiritual. And so are we talking about spiritual empowerment here?
So if you do see repetitive numbers in your life, day-to-day basis, having a numerology reading would help you determine what those numbers are supposed to mean to you.
Mostly we work with single digits, but there are a few master numbers that are double digits, like 2 1s is the 11, 2 2s is the 22, 2 3s is the 33. Those are called master numbers. And so we always look for those because they have a higher level of energy associated with them. But normally we break down everything into a single digit because that's the foundation for numerology. The 22 is called a master builder. This is the person who can really manifest and make things happen and create a legacy, a structure that's going to be benefiting a lot of people, maybe humanity at large, but they can get things done and make something big out of it. The 33 is usually considered a master healer.
So if it breaks down into the 11 or 22 or one of those, then you leave it there. You don't break it down any further.
You can always buy a numerology book and learn about the meanings of the numbers, and then say, for example, you see a lot of 3s. Okay, which meaning of the 3 applies to me? What is the universe trying to tell me? Generally, repetitive numbers means the universe is trying to tell you something related to those particular numbers. And so what you want to do is learn what is the meaning of those numbers. Now, if you get a reading from someone, they can help you to understand that, because they can look at your profile, they can look at your time periods and say, well, I can tell you why you have all these 4s or all these 3s showing up. There's obviously a reason for it, and understanding that just the basic meanings of the numbers can help with that.
How does someone get a reading with you? How does someone book a reading?
Well, the easiest way is to send an email. I send audio files, 2 audio files, one on the profile and one on the time periods. So I prepare it ahead of time, and then of course, if the person would like to have a conversation afterwards, I'm happy to do that.
Very interesting.
It is. It is very interesting.